Hey, happy spring in Chicago. At least Chicago's trying to have spring. Sun is out today. We might actually hit 50 degrees, and it's almost the end of April. Even though it doesn't feel like spring to us, the garden is ready to go. So we are going to be doing some gardening work today, and I'm going to show you how to get your peonies prepped for some really great color in May. Super easy, just a few little things you can do, and you will get some awesome, nice, big, bright peonies to enjoy and cut and bring inside and enjoy their color and their scent. So let's get gardening. 2 peonies. So here are one of my 2 peonies, and as you can see, they're coming up pretty high. Usually, if the weather cooperates a little better, I try to do this actually when they're just about yay high out of the ground. So this is a little bit more grown than I would have liked, but good old Chicago springs. So first things first, I'm going to move my my self-watering system out of the way, and you're going to cut a lot of this debris out, your old stalks. You're going to clean a lot of the dead leaves. You're going to pull weeds as you're going. What you want is a nice clean area around the drip line of your peonies. So get it all cleaned out. Be sure to have handy pruning shears to kind of help with this. Alright, so we got things pretty well cleared out, and the next thing you're going to need is a trowel. Got one handy right here. And what you're going to do is you're looking for kind of the drip line of what currently the plant is at. So this is about, I'm guessing it might be about, 8 inches, 5 to 8 inches away from the base of the plant, and you're going to dig a moat, if you will. You don't want to disrupt your roots, so you only want to go about 5 to 6 inches down. So you're going to do that around the whole plant, and then you're going to need some blood meal and some bone meal, and I'll talk about that in a sec. I also want to point out that the squirrels in the neighborhood have been busy. I'm sure you have the same problems. Alright, so get digging, and then we'll do the next step. So there's my little moat. And I even did another little moat around my other little peony. This is a little smaller. So now, I'm going to go get my stuff to put inside our little moat. Alright, so now that we have our kind of drip line dug up, these are the secret ingredients, if you will, that I use on my peonies. So I use dried blood meal, I use bone meal, and then I use Epsom salt. Epsom salt is pretty much a general great gardening tool. It's getting harder and harder to find plain Epsom salt, so if there is some sort of Epsom salt where there's infusion of some sort or essential oils, chamomile is actually a natural mold deterrent, so chamomile seems to be the least harmful for your garden. In fact, it tends to be beneficial. So if I can't find plain Epsom salt, the chamomile works fine. The essential oils in the Epsom salt. So these are kind of my 3 go-tos. Bone meal is a really nice source of nitrogen. Bone meal helps the peonies' stalks be really nice and strong, because once those flowers grow nice and big, they're very heavy. So they need to be the stalks need to be strong for those peonies to hold up. Outside of staking them, which I do as well. And the Epsom salt is just a general greener, helps the leaves be nice and full. And then I'm also going to put in some compost. I use mushroom compost. So let's go put our stuff in. Okay, so we have our moat. right here. You start with your blood meal, and this is the engine. You need a lot of this. Now, lots of people do lots of different things. This is just what I do, and if you're really an anal gardener, you're probably measuring this. I don't. I grab a nice big handful, and I just kind of sprinkle it generously along the drip line. This is a really big peony, so and then we're going to go all the way around with that, and then we're going to use our bone meal. Like I said, the bone meal is just to keep things nice and strong. You don't need as much for this. You just need a light sprinkling. Like that. Finally, nope, not finally, I lied. I've got some nice mushroom compost. This is just good in general, and you should be putting compost on top and in everywhere. It's just good food that releases throughout the summer. Kind of plop that in, and then finally, and I do this with my hands actually, is that Epsom salt. This, boop, boop, you just kind of sprinkle it on as if you're sprinkling sugar. That's about it. Now, all you have to do, put your glove back on, and bring that soil back over it, press it lightly, like that. Give it a nice spray of water, and watch your peonies thrive.